first fifth-round pick in NFL history to lead jersey sales. That milestone immediately separated Shedeur Sanders from every player selected before him. Nobody watches third and fourth round picks like this. Yet the league's official merchandise tracking showed his jersey at the top of sales charts within weeks of draft night. The draft position did not align with the marketplace reaction. A fifth-round selection leading total jersey revenue marked a statistical anomaly in modern NFL economics. The shock factor was not based on speculation, it was rooted in verified sales numbers. And that set the stage for a revelation from a former league MVP that shifted the conversation even further. When Cam Newton, the 2015 NFL MVP, addressed Shedeur's early impact, he made it clear this was not routine rookie hype. Newton stated publicly that Shedeur is not just another rookie. He described him as a cultural icon and a business powerhouse, framing the situation beyond on-field projections. From the perspective of a former number 1 overall pick who signed major endorsement deals during his own career, Newton emphasized the historic nature of the moment. He acknowledged that seeing a fifth-round quarterback generate $30 million in jersey sales was unexpected even by veteran standards. Newton's reaction was not rooted in emotion, it was based on numbers and league precedent. His comments confirmed that executives and former players were paying attention to the scale of the financial movement. The $30 million jersey bombshell requires context. NFL jersey revenue typically favors established quarterbacks, Super Bowl champions, and perennial Pro Bowl players. Rookies often experience an initial surge tied to draft excitement, but that surge generally correlates with top 5 or first-round selections. Shedeur's draft position in the fifth round historically would limit early merchandising projections. The $30 million figure, however, placed him in revenue territory usually reserved for franchise veterans. That gap between draft slot and commercial output made the data unprecedented. Analysts noted that no previous fifth-round selection had led the league in jersey sales immediately after entering the NFL. The precedent simply did not exist. The cultural element extended beyond box scores. Newton referenced culture directly when explaining why this moment mattered. He noted that Shedeur's identity, visibility, and connection with fans created a commercial wave that transcended scouting reports. Shedeur's public persona had been built long before draft night through collegiate exposure, social media reach, and national broadcasts featuring the Sanders family. The brand revolved around authenticity and continuity. Fans connected not only to his statistics but to a documented journey from high school recruitment through college transfers and into the NFL draft process. The loyalty developed over years translated into consumer action at the professional level. That commercial explosion occurred despite significant doubt during the draft process. Pre-draft analysis frequently debated his arm strength, mobility ceiling, and system translation to the NFL. When his name remained uncalled through the first 4 rounds, the narrative intensified. Falling to the 5th round placed him outside the immediate spotlight typically afforded to quarterbacks projected as franchise starters. Critics also referenced his father, Deion Sanders, suggesting media attention had been inflated because of the Sanders name. The skepticism was documented across draft coverage platforms. Yet the commercial market responded independently of those critiques. Jersey purchases did not wait for preseason validation. The blueprint behind the momentum traces directly to the Sanders family structure. Deion Sanders, a Pro Football Hall of Famer, established a brand model centered on visibility, preparation, and message control. His coaching tenure at Jackson State and Colorado amplified that structure nationally. The winning everywhere approach became measurable through program turnarounds and televised exposure. Shedeur's resume included statistical leadership in passing categories at the collegiate level, which supported on-field credibility. At the same time, the family maintained consistent branding across interviews, apparel, and social media presence. The unity was deliberate. The identity was consistent. That continuity strengthened market recognition. The commercial escalation intensified with the release of a Shedeur-themed Nike shoe. Within 2 days, reports indicated $20 million in sales tied to the launch window. That pace aligned more closely with established signature athletes than incoming rookies. Nike structured the release as a cultural event rather than a standard merchandise drop. The rollout included appearances from Deion Sanders Jr., reinforcing the family presence at the launch. The event underscored that this was not a generic equipment endorsement, it was positioned as a legacy continuation. The rapid sales confirmed that the consumer base extended beyond college loyalty. The marketing strategy leaned heavily on storytelling. The campaign highlighted the evolution from Shedeur's first college footwear to his professional signature release. That continuity emphasized growth rather than sudden stardom. Nostalgia marketing played a measurable role, drawing college fans into the professional product cycle. The approach connected past milestones to present opportunity. Instead of isolating his NFL arrival, the campaign framed it as the next chapter in a documented timeline. That structure resonated because it rewarded long-term supporters. The conversion from collegiate recognition to professional sales demonstrated strategic alignment between athlete and brand. Before playing a regular season NFL snap, Shedeur secured a reported $125 million endorsement deal structure. Historically, rookie endorsement contracts of that magnitude have been reserved for top overall selections or internationally recognized prospects. No fifth-round rookie quarterback had previously reached that valuation prior to regular season play. Nike's decision reflected projection rather than draft slot valuation. The risk calculation appeared based on long-term brand scalability. Corporate investment prioritized audience reach and cultural imprint over immediate depth chart placement. The contract represented confidence in trajectory. A critical clause within the agreement triggered upon his first preseason snap. Once activated, the structure reportedly doubled to $250 million over 4 years. That mechanism is rare within rookie endorsement frameworks. Trigger clauses typically revolve around performance benchmarks or roster guarantees, not initial preseason participation. The activation transformed headlines instantly. A $250 million endorsement alignment placed him in financial territory typically associated with established global athletes. The scale of the number reframed discussions about rookie economics league-wide. Another unprecedented detail emerged in revenue distribution. Shedeur reportedly secured 50% of jersey revenue connected to his merchandise line. Standard NFL licensing agreements distribute smaller percentages to players under collective bargaining guidelines. Securing a split at that level altered the financial equation. It suggested negotiated leverage rarely granted to incoming rookies. That figure, if sustained, shifts precedent for future athlete representation discussions. Revenue participation at that percentage increases lifetime earnings exponentially compared to traditional royalty structures. Financial comparisons further highlighted the anomaly. First-round quarterbacks typically receive larger signing bonuses through rookie contracts based on draft slot. Yet endorsement income can outpace signing bonuses when brand momentum surges. Reports indicated that Shedeur's combined endorsement and merchandise revenue placed him ahead of several first-round peers in total earnings projections. Comparisons were drawn to other quarterbacks and top prospects selected earlier in the draft. The distinction emphasized draft position versus market value. Brand equity proved independent of scouting grade. When aggregating the components, jersey sales approaching $30 million, the initial $125 million endorsement structure, the triggered expansion to $250 million, and the $20 million shoe release window, the cumulative financial footprint positioned him as the highest-earning rookie in NFL history from a commercial standpoint. Additional entrepreneurial ventures, including branded merchandise and personal media initiatives, expanded revenue streams further. The total income perspective extended beyond base salary. The numbers represented diversified financial architecture. The implications extend into the broader league landscape. The NFL has historically prioritized team brands over individual marketing leverage. This case demonstrates measurable player-driven commerce at entry level. Rookie expectations may evolve as a result. Agents and marketing teams will reference these figures during future negotiations. Projection value may begin to outweigh draft slot valuation in endorsement calculus. If on-field production aligns with commercial momentum, valuation models could shift permanently. First fifth-round pick in NFL history to lead jersey sales. That statement remains documented and quantifiable. Nobody watches third and fourth round picks like this. Yet the audience metrics and merchandise data confirm sustained attention. The endorsement structure triggered by a preseason snap remains one of the most unusual activation clauses in recent NFL memory. The reported $250 million over 4 years number stands as a headline figure. The 50% jersey revenue share challenges historical norms. The $20 million in 2 days shoe launch underscores consumer velocity. Each statistic contributes to a consolidated narrative grounded in financial records rather than projection. As the regular season approaches, the business infrastructure surrounding Shedeur Sanders operates at a scale typically reserved for multi-year veterans. Draft position did not dictate market ceiling. Revenue generation redefined perception. The data points, sales totals, contract structures, and endorsement escalations establish a case study in modern athlete branding. League executives, marketing departments, and player representatives are monitoring the trajectory closely. The convergence of cultural presence and financial activation has already altered rookie benchmarks. If performance metrics align with commercial momentum, the precedent will extend beyond a single draft class and into a redefined era of NFL brand economics.